Most people carry two versions of themselves. There's the public version, the one presented to the world, the one that looks composed, capable, and in control. This version shows up at work, on social media, in conversations. It's measured, filtered, and often carefully maintained. Then there's the private version, the one that feels doubt, the one that questions decisions, the one that carries stress, insecurity, and uncertainty. This version is quieter, less polished, more honest. For many, these two versions are not the same, and the greater the gap between them, the heavier life begins to feel. At first, the difference may seem harmless. A small adjustment here, a slightly more confident tone there, presenting yourself in a way that feels acceptable or expected. It can even feel necessary at times. But over time, maintaining that gap requires effort. Energy is spent managing perception, thinking about how to appear, what to say, what to hide. The focus shifts outward, toward how things look, rather than inwards towards how things actually are. This is where the tension begins. Someone may appear confident publicly, but privately question everything. They may seem calm while carrying stress they never express. They may present success while quietly feeling lost or uncertain. From the outside, everything looks fine. On the inside, something doesn't sit right. This misalignment creates a subtle but constant pressure. It doesn't always show up as obvious stress, but it's there, in the background of everyday life. It shows up as exhaustion after social interactions, as a feeling of being on all the time, as a quiet sense that no one fully knows you. But the version people see isn't the full version. The more this gap grows, the harder it becomes to maintain. Not because the public image is wrong, but because it's incomplete. It leaves out the part that makes someone real. And over time, something deeper begins to happen. A person can start to lose connection with themselves. When the focus is constantly on how to appear, it becomes harder to recognize how you actually feel. The line between the public image and the private reality starts to blur. You begin responding based on expectation rather than truth. You say what fits. You act how you should. You present what's acceptable. But internally, there's distance. This is where misalignment becomes more than just tiring. It becomes disorienting. Because identity is not built on how you are perceived. It's built on what is true. The longer someone lives out of alignment, the more they may feel disconnected. Even in environments where they're accepted or admired, approval from others doesn't fully land because it's being given to a version that doesn't feel complete. That's a difficult place to be. Not because anything is outwardly wrong, but because something internally feels off. Alignment, on the other hand, is quieter than most expect. It doesn't mean sharing everything or removing all boundaries. Doesn't mean being unfiltered in every situation. It simply means that the version you present is not in conflict with the version you live. There is consistency between what you show and what you feel. And that consistency creates something many people are searching for without realizing it: ease. When there is alignment, there is less to manage, less to protect, less to maintain. You don't have to remember who you were in one setting versus another. You don't have to carry the pressure of keeping an image intact. You can just be. That doesn't make life perfect, doesn't remove challenge or uncertainty, but it removes the added weight of pretending. And that weight is heavier than most people realize. The quiet shift begins when someone stops asking, "How should I appear?" and starts asking, "What is actually true?" Because over time, it's not the image you present that defines you. It's the version of yourself you're able to live with when no one else is watching. The fear of falling behind rarely comes from a single moment. It builds quietly, shaped by comparison, timelines, and the subtle belief that life is a race with invisible checkpoints. It's the pressure that whispers you should be further along by now, that everyone else seems to be moving faster, that time is slipping away while you're standing still. This fear thrives in environments where progress is constantly displayed. Achievements are shared publicly, milestones are measured, success is packaged into neat updates. Against that backdrop, it becomes easy to mistake visibility for reality. What isn't shown are the detours, the doubts, the restarts, and the unseen effort behind every step forward. Falling behind assumes there's a universal pace, a correct sequence, a fixed schedule everyone is supposed to follow. But life has never worked that way. Progress is personal, uneven, and often non-linear. Some seasons require acceleration, others demand patience. The mistake is treating pause as failure and reflection as weakness. Fear also grows when self-worth becomes tied to speed. When identity is built around productivity or achievement, slowing down feels dangerous. It feels like losing ground. But growth doesn't disappear when it slows, it deepens. Foundations strengthen in moments that don't look impressive from the outside. Many people don't realize how much fear shapes their decisions. Choices are not made because they feel right, but because they feel urgent. People stay in roles that no longer fit. They rush into commitments they're not ready for. They chase goals that don't reflect who they're becoming, all to avoid the discomfort of falling behind. Yet the fear itself creates the very stagnation it tries to prevent. Anxiety narrows focus, comparison drains energy. When attention is spent monitoring others, it's taken away from building something meaningful. Progress driven by fear is rarely sustainable. What shifts the fear is perspective. Life is not a straight track, it's a landscape. Different paths unfold at different times. Some people move quickly early and slow later, while others build quietly and surge when conditions align. Neither path is better, they're simply different. Releasing the fear of falling behind begins by redefining progress. Progress is not keeping pace with others. It's alignment with your own values, growth, and capacity. It's making choices that support long-term stability rather than short-term reassurance. It also requires trust, not blind optimism, but earned trust in your ability to adapt. Falling behind is often just a story told during periods of transition, when something old is dissolving and something new hasn't fully formed yet. These in-between moments feel uncomfortable because they lack certainty, not because they lack direction. Comparison loses power when attention returns inward, when effort is measured by consistency rather than speed, when growth is recognized in patience, learning, and resilience, not just outcomes. Fear of falling behind doesn't mean you're failing. It means you care. It means you want your life to mean something. But fear doesn't need to lead. Clarity does. You're not late to life. You're moving through it at the pace required to become who you're meant to be. And sometimes the space between steps is exactly where real progress is being made. Everyone has triggers, words, situations, or memories that hit a nerve before we even realize what's happening. They come fast, unexpected, and often stronger than we'd like to admit. It's a tone of a voice, a look, a reminder of something we thought we were over. We don't get to control when those moments happen, and we don't get to choose the initial wave of emotion that follows. The anger, the hurt, the frustration, or shame. Those emotions are built from years of experience, belief, and memory. They rise on their own. But what happens next, that's where your power lies. Because while you can't always control your emotions, you can always control your response. That's the difference between repeating an old pattern and creating a new one. Most people live on autopilot, A trigger appears, an emotion hits, and the same behavior follows. A sharp reply, a retreat in the silence, the old story of "I'm not good enough" replaying again. It's not weakness, it's conditioning. But if you want to grow, that cycle has to be interrupted. Growth begins the moment you stop reacting and start observing. When you feel that emotional urge, pause, breathe, don't fight it and don't feed it, just notice it. I'm angry, I'm hurt, I'm afraid. That simple awareness breaks the automatic loop and gives you a chance to choose differently. Because triggers don't just show you what's wrong with the world, they show you what still needs healing within yourself. They're mirrors, reflecting the places you've been avoiding, the parts of you still searching for peace. You can't outthink a trigger, but you can outgrow it. Each time you respond differently, you weaken the pattern that held you back. You teach your nervous system that you're safe. You teach your mind that you're capable of control. You teach your heart that calm doesn't mean surrender, it means strength. Changing your response doesn't mean pretending you don't feel. It means refusing to let that feeling control your next move. It means stepping out of survival mode and into awareness. It's about learning to respond from intention instead of reaction. Think about how many conflicts, regrets, and broken connections come from a single unfiltered reaction. One word spoken too fast. One message sent in anger. One decision made in pain. Every time you pause before reacting, you protect your peace, and often your progress. The truth is, emotional maturity isn't about never getting triggered. It's about becoming someone who knows how to handle those moments with grace. It's about knowing what someone says or does might sting, but it doesn't have to steal your power. You can acknowledge the feeling without living in it. You can process the pain without becoming it. You can experience the trigger and still choose calm. Each choice builds strength. Each moment of restraint rewires your patterns. And over time, what used to shake you loses its grip. Growth doesn't happen because life gets easier. It happens because you stop letting your emotions run the show. So when the next trigger comes, and it will, don't see it as a setback. See it as a test of your progress, a chance to respond with awareness, to rise above old habits, to prove to yourself that you've evolved. Because the trigger isn't the enemy, it's the invitation. In your response, that's where freedom begins. Adversity has a way of showing up when we least expect it. Because one moment life feels steady, predictable, maybe even peaceful, and then something shifts. A challenge appears, a door closes, a setback knocks the wind out of you. And in that moment, it's easy to believe the story your mind begins to whisper, which is, maybe this just isn't for me. Maybe the universe is telling me no. Maybe I'm not supposed to have this dream. But adversity is not the universe saying you can't have it. It's simply asking you, how badly do you want it? So there's nothing unfair about struggle. There's nothing personal about it, because every single person will have seasons of difficulty. Not because they were unworthy, not because they were unlucky, but because adversity is a test of alignment. It's a test of desire. It's a test of persistence. You don't face challenges because you're weak. You face challenges because you're being shaped. Adversity forces you to slow down and decide, do I really want this? And if I do, am I willing to grow into the version of myself who can carry it? Because the life you want, the one you imagine, the one you feel deep in your bones, it doesn't come to the version of you who exists right now. It comes to the version of you who is willing to push through the doubt, the fear and discomfort. It comes to the version of you who refuses to let adversity define the story. If everything you wanted came easily, would you ever develop strength? Would you ever learn resilience? Would you ever find out what you're truly capable of? Adversity isn't punishment, it's preparation. And sometimes that preparation hurts. Sometimes it feels heavy. Sometimes it feels unfair. Because there will be moments you question yourself. There will be days when giving up feels like the simplest, most reasonable option. And that's okay, that's human. It doesn't make you weak, it makes you real. But here's what adversity doesn't do. It doesn't last forever. And it doesn't define your worth. The storm you're facing right now is temporary. The confusion is temporary. The frustration is temporary. Even the fear, that's temporary too. Life moves in cycles. No season stays forever. And just because the ground feels shaky today doesn't mean it won't be solid again tomorrow. Sometimes what feels like everything falling apart is actually everything falling into place. Just not in the way you expected. Adversity teaches you to shift, to adapt, to bend without breaking. It teaches you to find strength you didn't know you had. It teaches you that even in the darkest moments, you're capable of holding on to a small, steady light inside yourself. And maybe the most important thing adversity teaches is that you are not alone. Everyone is fighting something. Everyone is carrying something. Everyone is navigating their own silent battles. And even if your struggle feels invisible to the world, it matters. You matter. The weight you're carrying is real, and you don't have to pretend it doesn't exist. Adversity isn't a closed door, it's an invitation. It's just a question. It's a moment asking, how deeply does this matter to you? And if it matters even a little, then hold on. Keep breathing, keep walking. Let the storm shape you, not stop you. Let the challenge stretch you, not break you. Let the setback clarify your purpose, not steal it. We are all stronger than the adversity we're facing. We're all bigger than the obstacle in front of us. And this moment, whatever it is just that, a moment. Temporary, passing, transforming. Whatever storm you're in, you'll get through it. You will rise again, and when you do, you'll understand that adversity wasn't the universe saying no. It was simply asking you, how badly do you want it? We've all had those moments when motivation strikes and uplifts. You watch an inspiring video, you read a powerful book, or listen to a speech that fires you up. And in that moment, you feel unstoppable. You say to yourself, this time will be different. I've got this. And for a while, things do change. You start working harder, pushing yourself, staying focused. But then life happens. The excitement fades, the old habits start creeping back, and suddenly you're right back where you started. And you're wondering, what's wrong with me? Why can't I stay consistent? Well, the answer is simple, because motivation is not enough. Motivation is a spark, and sparks are useful, but they don't last. If you want lasting transformation, you need something much deeper. You need identity. Identity is more powerful than motivation because identity shapes how you see yourself. Motivation says, I want to get fit. Identity says, I am the kind of person who takes care of my body. Motivation says, I want to grow my business. Identity says, I'm an entrepreneur who shows up daily no matter how I feel. Do you see the difference? Motivation depends on how you feel in the moment. Identity is about who you're becoming. And when you believe something is part of who you are, your actions naturally flow. Take smoking as an example. One person trying to quit says, "I'm trying to stop smoking." Another person says, "I don't smoke." The first is wrestling with motivation. The second has shifted their identity. One is trying, the other has decided. And it's that decision, the identity shift, that's what leads to lasting change. Now, you don't have to overhaul everything overnight to build a new identity. You build it one choice at a time. Each time you act in alignment with the person you want to become, you cast a vote for that identity. Want to be healthier? Each workout is a vote. Want to be more disciplined? Each time you keep a promise to yourself, you're proving it. Want to be more grateful? Well, each moment you pause to appreciate something, you are reinforcing that identity. Now, don't worry, because a single missed day doesn't erase your identity. What matters is the pattern you're building over time. Growth isn't about flawless execution, it's about consistent direction. When motivation fades, your identity is what carries you through. Your habits, your values, your beliefs about yourself. These are the anchors that keep you steady when life gets messy. Take a look in the mirror and ask yourself, who do I want to become? Not just what goals do I want to hit, but who do I want to be at my core? If you want to build a growth identity, start small and act like the person you want to become. Think like the person you want to become, and then live in alignment with that answer. Remember, it's not about whether you feel motivation, because motivation comes and goes. The real question is, who am I choosing to be? And when your identity is rooted in growth, like when it's tied to your values and habits that reinforce who you want to become, you don't just change for a season, you change for a lifetime. Let's get one thing straight, and that is pain isn't the end of the story. You might feel like it in the moment, but pain is not your weakness. Pain is your wake-up call. Every champion, every leader, every person who's ever done something extraordinary has had to face pain, be it emotional, physical, mental, or all of the above. Pain shows up uninvited. It knocks you down. It shakes your confidence and makes you question everything. But pain doesn't show up to destroy you. It shows up to shape you. You can't always control what hurts you, but you can control what you do with the pain. You can hide from it, complain about it, numb it, or you can use it. You can turn it into fuel. That heartbreak, that injury, that rejection, that failure, those sleepless nights when you wondered if you're enough, that's your fire. And when you harness that pain instead of running from it, you become dangerous in the best way possible, because you're focused, driven, and relentless. Think about the pain you felt in your life, the hard times, the disappointment, the struggle. They've already cost you something. Don't let them cost you everything. Don't let pain steal your future too. Use it. Let it sharpen your focus. Let it remind you why you care. Let it push you to show up when you'd rather quit. Because when you stop fighting pain and start training with it, it becomes your edge. Most people crumble under pressure. You are going to rise. Most people break when it gets hard. You're going to break through. And I'm not saying it's easy, because it's not. Turning pain into power doesn't happen overnight, but it happens every time you make a choice to keep going, to get up one more time, to do one more rep, to study a little longer, to show up with a little more fire. Transformation doesn't begin with comfort, it begins with discomfort. It begins when you stop asking, why is this happening to me, and start asking, what is this trying to teach me? See, pain can give you two things, a reason to quit or a reason to rise. And that choice is always yours. If you want to perform at a high level in sport, business or in life, then you have to stop avoiding discomfort. You have to lean into it, not with bitterness, but with belief. Because every painful moment is a chance to become more focused, more grounded, more unshakable. And if you're hurting right now, if you feel broken, if life has hit you hard, good. That means you've got fuel. You've got something real. Now use it. Turn your pain into power. Turn your setbacks into comebacks. Turn your scars into strength. This isn't about pretending it doesn't hurt. It's about refusing to let the pain be the final chapter. Because pain may write the opening line, but you get to write the rest.